first, my man. Are you buying Jones' belief in Dak?
You know, I do think in Jerry Jones' mind that Dak has the ability to win a Super Bowl, and I agree there. But like every player in the NFL, show me you love me with your wallet. Because all that lip service is the same to me as a quarterback who has a great pro day. It means nothing. Dak Prescott is a good quarterback. He has a ton of ability. He led the league in passing touchdowns a year ago. We can go back and forth about how he performs in the playoffs and when he can get over that hump. But for him and Jerry Jones, this standoff for him comes down to one thing. Give me the money and show me through a contract that you believe I'm your quarterback of the future, because this is the second time now Dak has gotten to this point where his focus is now on other things outside of helping the Dallas Cowboys take that next step. And I don't know if it's a negotiating tactic or what, but it does not put your franchise and the Dallas Cowboys in the best position to do exactly that.
Hawk, you're exactly right. I mean, and when you talk about being able to pay this guy and move forward with him as your quarterback, like, who are you replacing him with? That, to me, is the bigger issue. You didn't fire Mike McCarthy after the season, so there's no need for you to blow it up now. You've won 12 games 3 years in a row, and Dak Prescott played at an MVP level last year. So I think this is very simple for Jerry Jones. You can say that you believe in Dak, but right now you have to come out and flat out say, all right, you're playing for your Cowboys' future, and we're not going to give you a contract. Or just shut up and put up the money, pay this guy, and move forward, because he is one of the quarterbacks that has the potential to lead your team to a Super Bowl, and they don't have an alternative. Pay him.
I agree with both of you guys, and I think the thing is with Jerry, and let's kind of like, I like Molly. Here you go. I got a relationship for you, a relationship quote.
Relationship
Check this out.
advice? Let's
yeah,
go.
yeah. Check this out, Molly.
Give it to me.
It's like in a relationship, a guy can tell the young lady, "I love you," but until he puts a ring on it, do you really love me? Do you really love me?
Definitely not going on the gram. Sure.
Jerry is saying, Dak is saying, Jerry, you keep telling me you believe I can win you a championship. You believe in me. And either I'm one of the handful of guys that haven't won a championship that can win a championship. The way you show loyalty, the way you show an employee that you believe in them is money and tenure. So give me 5, 6, give me 4 or 5 years. Give me $225 million with $100 million, $100 million fully guaranteed. That's the way you show me that you believe in me. Otherwise, you just talking. We just dating. As a matter of fact, he ain't even give Dak a key to the apartment. Now, you know it's bad. Now, you in a relationship. Y'all been in a relationship for 8 years, and you still ain't got a key to the apartment. You still can't come over when you want to. Nah, something ain't right, Molly. Something ain't right. You know I'm on to something, Molly.
You're on to something. And I also got to say, Shannon, I don't know if you feel this way, but I sort of feel like he was trying to build him up. Like he was, you know what I mean? In the past, over the summer, we talked about how he tore him down. Here, he learned the errors of his ways, and he was like, oh, let's build him up a little bit. Speak faith into him right there.
Remember what he said after the season. He said, we'll only go as far as Dak take us. This was as far as Dak could take us. Now, you just said that 3 months ago, and now on the flip side, you said, you know what? There's a handful of quarterbacks that haven't won that I believe will, and I think Dak is in that group. Bro, you can't have it both ways. If you believe I'm in that group, go ahead and break bread with me.
Yeah, and nothing changed for him to do the 180. Go ahead, Robert. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Shay, phenomenal analogy. Unbelievable. But here's my issue with it. Not your analogy, but Jerry Jones. He's doing the right thing by speaking life into Dak Prescott. But he's also doing the wrong thing because we're going into this same cycle with the Dallas Cowboys where they're just always in the headlines, and it's a distraction. If you really want to win a Super Bowl and you really want to change things and change the culture there, eliminate the distraction. Pay him his money. There's nothing holding you back right now. Pay Dak Prescott, eliminate the distraction, and now let everyone focus on the roster and the moves you haven't made to go all in this offseason to win a Super Bowl. But right now, those things are being compounded, and it's the same old Cowboys.
When you're in a locker room, players understand and feel that too. So in that analogy, when you talk about, you could say that she's the one all you want to, but you're not putting the ring on the finger. Your family treats her that way. They look at
Yep.
her the way whether or not she has a ring on her finger or not. You can say what you want. So the players in the locker room, the tweets, the families of the players that we've talked about and debated with the Cowboys, they're all feeling that too. So if you want them all in on your quarterback, you have to commit to him in that way so that everybody is on the same page. And it's clear to everyone, this is our quarterback. This is the guy we're riding with to make sure we're hoisting a Lombardi in the foreseeable future.
Grip, you said what's holding him back. What's holding him back is Micah Parsons and CeeDee Lamb. Now, they want to move to the top of the charts. CeeDee Lamb is going to be looking to get Tyreek money. That's in the excess of $30 million. Micah Parsons, he's going to want to be the highest paid defensive player. And we saw Chris Jones get a little over $31 million. We saw what he got. Micah Parsons says, I want to trump that as far as a number and years. So he's going to be looking at somewhere to get somewhere around 33 to 35 million a year for at least 5 years. He's going to be wanting 165, 175, and he's going to want an excess of 100 million fully guaranteed. CeeDee Lamb's going to be looking to get 80 to 100 million guaranteed. Dak Prescott says, hey, I want to reset the market. It needs to be about 55 million, and I want 100 million fully guaranteed. So Jerry Jones has a lot on his plate because he didn't do CD last year. It's coming. Hey, it's that balloon payment in the housing market, Molly. You remember the people were getting 20,000 square foot houses paying $42 a month. And then that balloon payment came due where you had to pay $5 million or get up out the house. People had to get up out the house and the market crashed. Well, Jerry Jones and the Cowboys market is about to crash if they don't figure this thing out soon.
McDermott on the team's success thus far, quote, I think like anything, when you talk about the Bills, whether it's Josh, myself, our team, we've had so much success. What's left for Josh and for all of us is to take that one more step that we need to take. To say we haven't had success or Josh hasn't had success, I think would be kind of narrow-minded. All right. Shay, how do you feel about what McDermott had to say there? Have the Bills been successful?
That sounds well and good in the terms of life. But when you play the game of football, and it's all about wins and losses. On the menu in pro sports is wins and losses. And I get what he's saying, that we've won a lot of games. But at the end of the day, when you have a top 5 quarterback and you've assembled the talent that you put together in Buffalo, they have not succeeded. Now, don't you let Sean McDermott wiggle his way out of this. I thought he probably should have lost it, considering what they have from a talent standpoint. He should have probably lost his job. There's no way. You got bum rushed last year at home by Cincinnati. You said, I want the Kansas City Chiefs. They put us out of the playoffs several times, but that was an Arrowhead. They come to your building and do a number on you again at some point in time. And look at all the defensive players that you had to get off of because you kept going in. Year after year, you went all in, all in, all in. You've had to get off of some of those players. Gabe Davis is no longer there. Stephon Diggs, he's not happy. No, this has not been a success because you have not reached the AFC Championship game. You have not gone to a Super Bowl. It's the same thing as the Cowboys. Oh, they got 3 straight 12-win seasons. And they get to the divisional round and they go home. No, this has not been a success.
I mean, yes, I understand what he's trying to convey, that, hey, we've done a good job of turning this around. But to Unk's point, you're at a different scale when you have a quarterback like Josh Allen.
Correct.
We're not looking at him the same way we had that discussion to say, oh, can this quarterback win a Super Bowl? We are all in consensus. Josh Allen has the ability to be a Super Bowl winning quarterback. That's what we are judging you off of, Sean McDermott. Yes, he's starting to feel the seat getting hot, so that's probably the impetus to some of these quotes. But to Unk's point, you got to win the big one. And yes, Patrick Mahomes is a great player. He is the best quarterback of this generation. You're going to be judged on your ability to get over that hump. Because guess what? For Bills fans, they've heard this before. From 1988 to 1993, they had a 70-26 record. They appeared in 5 AFC championship games, 4 Super Bowls. Nobody looks back on those times in that era and talks about the Buffalo Bills like they are one of the most successful dynasties in the NFL storyline, because they did not win the big one and they had the opportunity to. So until they win a Super Bowl, that is the judgment and the scale we are going to use the Buffalo Bills to say, is your tenure a success? And at the end of next season, that seat is going to be scorching hot if you end that without a Lombardi trophy.
Yeah, I mean, fellas, you guys are both making great points, but I think we're having 2 different conversations here. The ultimate goal is to win the Super Bowl, and they haven't done that. But they have been successful. They've won the AFC East 4 years in a row. When you look at the fact that they haven't won less than 10 games since 2018, they have been successful.
Yeah.
But the main issue here is if you're saying that the only way you can be successful as a team is to win the Super Bowl, then that means every coach in the NFL that doesn't win the Super Bowl should get fired every single year.
No.
The conversation I think you guys are having, or we're having right now, that's a little bit in flux, is about legacy. They're not going to remember this Bills team if they don't win a Super Bowl, but they will say, yeah, they were somewhat successful. The team that you mentioned, Andrew, that went to all the AFC Championship games and went to the Super Bowls but didn't win them, they were successful, but they're not going to be remembered as the greats because they don't have what Shannon has, which is a Super Bowl ring. But when it all comes down to it, we can have that discussion and take it wherever we need to when we have more time. But right now for the Bills, Stephon Diggs is the key. If they don't have Stephon Diggs, their Super Bowl window is closed. Without Stephon Diggs, Josh Allen's a completely different quarterback. He hasn't proved otherwise. So if he leaves, I do think then their Super Bowl window is closed.
Shay, last word here.
RG3, you're talking about they won and they've had success. That's like being the biggest little person in the circus. You're still a little person and you're still in the circus. You've done nothing. And because Josh Allen is a top 5 quarterback, he's held to a higher standard than some of these other coaches that do not have top 5 quarterbacks. I do not deem what the Buffalo Bills have accumulated as far as win total is what I would consider success because we know ultimately what we're judged by and how we're judged.